guys, it's Elise. Around this time, the October, November months, comes the BRIT school applications. I'm in the music strand, so I can't talk for auditions and applications such as theatre or dance. Obviously I can't give away too much, but I can give a little heads up so that you can prepare yourself. If I found one of these videos before I went into the process, I think I would have been a lot more prepared and I would have been a lot more confident in what I was doing and not going in like, okay, I don't know what to expect, I don't know what to do, but I will just do whatever. Around October, this is not mandatory. They usually have an open evening where you can walk around, obviously see a bit, see the school, talk to the teachers, and look at the library. You usually at the end of that evening get the application form. Now this will usually be green because BRIT School is very into their colour coding for some reason. You do not have to go to open evening. You can quite easily go onto the school website and just click on the application, and you should be able to easily print it out and then fill it out that way. On this application, it's obviously just fill out your usual details, but as you get further into it, you have to take a little headshot about that big. It doesn't have to be professional. It could just be a picture that you've taken yourself that just has good lighting, a good background, no filters obviously. What I did for mine, I just went to a photo booth and just took that because it has a plain background, it has lighting, and that seemed to be good enough. The second part of the application, you have to write an essay. I can't remember exactly what the question was, but it was something about what you think was an event that had a major impact on the music industry or the music world as we know it. I wrote about Woodstock, the festival that came around in about the 60s, I think. I didn't really want to write about a person. I don't know if this is actually the rules, but I think by any means you should avoid speaking about people like Adele or Jessie J or people like that, because like, don't take my word for it.
Don't take my word for it.
I don't think that's a great idea. I think it's best to avoid those people. Once you've done your application, it usually takes about a month for them to decide. They don't send emails for some reason, they just send letters. You will either get a letter saying you have been chosen to do an audition or your application has not been successful. If you get that letter saying that you got the audition, it happens around January. My audition date was January the 6th. Pretty much you have a time slot every day, and it's either a morning or an afternoon slot. I was on the Friday afternoon slot, which seemed pretty good timing. It was the end of the week, pretty relaxed, just ready to go in, not stressing. The first step to the audition, you walk in and you are taken off to do a written test. I panicked about this because I'm not the greatest at theory. It's not necessarily just theory, it's common knowledge, so like your instrument, how you use it. I remember a question of mine was, what would you do to warm up before a performance, because obviously I'm a singer, you have to know that kind of thing. It has theory questions, common knowledge questions, it has some other instrument questions. I did
horrifically
on this test, but it really doesn't matter. Like, obviously it matters a little bit. It's not a major thing that decides whether you get in or not. I got in. I did horrifically on the test. It's not that big of a deal. The second part of the audition is obviously the audition itself. So you usually go into one of the practice rooms. There's a little hall. There's about 4 practice rooms. I went to the big one on the end. Pretty much when you get in there, you go and sit down. There will be a teacher. I obviously went in. I really wasn't like that worried because I don't have a problem talking to people, but really, like, once you get talking, it really doesn't feel forced, it just feels very natural. It's probably good in this little bit where they talk to you to have questions and answers prepared, but they usually, I was not expecting some of the questions they asked me, because the first question they actually asked me was, how long does it take you to get here in the morning? Which was surprising. I was expecting them to go straight into the how long have you been singing for, do you do theory? Speaking of theory, it is probably good, as much as I hated it, I still did it, to do grade 5 theory, to have a bit of preparation so you can say, yes, I have done grade 5 theory. It's something that you may or may not carry on. I personally stopped it just before I started at BRIT because obviously you have theory lessons anyway. That wasn't something I needed to worry about. But if you're looking into further education in music, then it's probably good to have thought about what universities you want to go to, what you want to do, what specification you want to have in the music industry. I remember I got asked whether I wanted to go to university, what universities I would go to if I wanted to do music. So it's just good to have those kind of questions and answers prepared. The next bit, they either give you a choice. You can either do the oral test, which is like listening to chords, playing out melodies, or doing your audition first. I chose to do the oral test first because I wanted to end my thing with the audition. Pretty much when you do your oral test, it's in the same room, all three things are in the same room. When you go to do the oral test, one of the teachers sits at the piano, and it's as simple as they'll play a chord, they'll ask you if it's major, minor, augmented, diminished, or they'll play a melody, you have to sing it back from memory. I don't know what it's like for other instruments, I can just talk for vocalists. Thank you guys for watching. I really hope this helps some of you with knowing what to expect, kind of, in the way of preparing yourselves and knowing what kind of things to have prepared or to know what's going to happen on the day. So if it did help, then good. If it didn't, then I'm sorry, but what can you do? So if you like this video, like, comment and subscribe just down below, and I will try uploading as regularly as I can, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So thank you guys for watching. I love you all.